Emma stared at the three dots on her phone screen. Typing, not typing, typing again. It was 11:47 p.m., and Jake was doing that thing he always did, crafting the perfect response instead of just saying what he felt. She could picture him on the couch downstairs, thumb hovering over the keyboard, deleting and rewriting, trying to sound casual about something that clearly wasn't casual at all. The fight had been stupid. Something about her not texting him back for 4 hours while she was at happy hour with her coworkers. But it wasn't really about that, was it? It never was. "You're always available for everyone else," he'd said earlier, his voice tight with something between anger and hurt. Emma had felt her chest constrict, because he wasn't entirely wrong, but he also wasn't entirely right. She did make time for him, but that time felt heavy, like expectant. Like every conversation was a test she didn't know she was taking until she'd already failed it. The dots disappeared. No message came. She threw her phone on the bed and looked at herself in the mirror. 28 years old, marketing manager at a startup, good apartment in a city that cost too much, solid friend group. On paper, she had it together. But here she was, stomach in knots over a text that might never come, wondering why love always seemed to feel like losing herself, piece by piece. 3 years ago, Jake had been different, or maybe she had been different. He was the guy who surprised her with her favorite bagel order on Saturday mornings, who remembered she hated onions and always ordered her burgers plain. He listened, really listened when she talked about maybe leaving corporate America someday to freelance. He made her feel seen in a way no one ever had. But somewhere between the I love yous and splitting rent on a one-bedroom and posting couple photos on Instagram, things shifted. The bagels stopped coming. The listening turned into waiting for his turn to talk, and her freelance dreams became risky ideas that he'd dismiss while checking football scores on his phone. Emma wasn't innocent either, she knew that. She'd stopped asking about his engineering projects with genuine curiosity, started saying fine when he asked about work, even when her boss was driving her crazy. Built walls so slowly she didn't notice them going up, until she was standing on opposite sides from the person she loved. The worst part was the familiarity of it all. She'd watched her parents do this same dance for 32 years, staying together not because they were happy, but because leaving seemed harder than staying. Her mom's wine at 5 o'clock habit, her dad's refuge in the garage workshop, the way they could watch Netflix together and be worlds apart. "I won't be like them," Emma had promised herself at 21, freshman year of college. But here she was, in a different city, different decade, same story. Her phone buzzed, finally. "Jake, I think we need to talk, like really talk." Her heart dropped and soared simultaneously, that nauseating feeling of knowing something is about to change, but not knowing if it's an ending or a beginning. "Emma, tomorrow? Jake can't sleep anyway. Come downstairs?" She'd forgotten he was just one floor below in their apartment. That's what they'd become. Roommates who occasionally kissed, who shared a lease but not their thoughts, who said love you out of habit instead of feeling it. Emma pulled on her sweatshirt, his old college hoodie actually, from Penn State, and padded down the stairs. Jake was sitting on their IKEA couch, the one they'd argued about assembling, looking smaller than usual, his shoulders curved inward like he was protecting something fragile inside. "Hey," she said softly. "Hey." The silence stretched between them, thick and familiar. This was their specialty now. Silence loaded with everything they weren't saying. "I'm tired," Jake said finally, and Emma felt her defenses snap up until he continued, "Not of you, of this, of us being strangers who sleep in the same bed, of feeling like I'm annoying you just by wanting to spend time together." Emma's eyes burned. "Because you think I like feeling like I'm suffocating, like every little thing I do is wrong, like I have to be on all the time or you'll guilt trip me for going out?" I don't want you to be on. I just want you to be here, present, not already mentally checked out, planning your next escape from every conversation we have. Maybe I wouldn't need an escape if you didn't interrogate me every time I go out with friends or want an hour to myself. They're both standing now, years of swallowed words finally spilling out. The apartment felt too small for all this anger. Space, Emma? We live together and I barely see you. You're either working late at the gym or locked in the bedroom on your phone. I miss you. Is that so terrible? It is when you make me feel guilty for having a life outside of you. I'm not just your girlfriend, I'm a whole person. Having a life outside of me is different from acting like I'm not even in your life at all. The words hung in the air like smoke. Emma felt the truth of them settling into her bones. When had she started treating their relationship like an obligation instead of a choice? When had Jake become someone she was trying to manage instead of partner with? I don't know how to do this anymore, she whispered. Jake's face crumpled. Do what? Us? No, maybe. I don't know. Emma sank back on the couch, suddenly exhausted. I love you. I really do. But I don't know if love is enough when we can't even watch a movie together when it feels like a chore. Jake sat beside her, careful to leave space between them. Do you want to figure it out, or are you already halfway out the door? The question gutted her because she didn't know the answer. Part of her wanted to run, cut her losses, swipe right on someone new, avoid the hard work of untangling years of accumulated hurt, the easier path, the one all her friends seemed to take. How many breakups had she witnessed in the past year alone? 6? 7? But another part, a quieter, braver part, wanted to stay, to learn how to love someone without losing herself, to build something different than what she'd seen growing up, to prove that not every relationship had an expiration date. I want to figure it out, she said finally, and felt Jake exhale beside her. But things have to change. We have to change, like actually change, not just promise to and then slip back into the same patterns. Okay, how? I don't know yet. Maybe couples therapy, actually talking instead of letting resentment build up for months. I need you to trust that I love you even when I need time alone, that me wanting space doesn't mean I'm leaving, and I need to stop running away the second things get uncomfortable. Jake reached for her hand tentatively. I can do that. I need to stop being so needy. When you need space, it's not rejection. It's just you being you. I forget that sometimes. I think I'm scared you'll realize you're happier without me. And I'm scared I'll wake up one day and realize I gave up everything that makes me me just to make someone else happy, even though you've never actually asked me to do that. We're both scared, terrified. They sat there, hands linked, both broken and hopeful. There were no fireworks, no dramatic declarations, just two people in their late 20s drowning in student debt and career pressure and the weight of trying to build an adult life, choosing each other again, even though it would be hard, maybe especially because it would be hard. We're kind of a mess, Emma said. The messiest. Think we can do this? Jake squeezed her hand. I think we can try. No guarantees, we might fail, but we can try. It wasn't the rom-com ending. It was better. It was real. Two imperfect people deciding that love wasn't just a feeling, but a daily choice, messy and complicated and worth fighting for. Not because it was easy, but because they'd rather do the hard work together than wonder what if apart. Emma leaned her head on his shoulder, breathing him in, Old Spice and laundry detergent and 3 years of history. Tomorrow they'd look up therapists. Next week would be harder, actually showing up, actually being vulnerable. But tonight they chose to stay. And maybe, just maybe, that was enough to start rebuilding from.